he returned. Some reporters will do just about anything for a story, and I have become one of them. That thought floated through Jasmine Carmody's mind as she continued looking through Wesley Brooks's garbage. You could learn a lot about a person by going through their trash, but so far the only thing she'd been able to discover about Wesley Brooks, dot-com millionaire and Savannah's #1 player, was that he loved spaghetti, the microwave kind. What about the kind you made from scratch? Hadn't any of his numerous lady friends discovered that the way to most men's hearts was through their stomach and not necessarily that part of their anatomy that was located below the belt? But then, if rumors were true, Wesley Brooks wasn't like most men. She had read his bio enough times to know the full story, at least what there was of it. He'd been an orphan and had bounced back and forth from foster homes until he was 16. It was while he had been attending high school that he had struck up a close friendship with Jacob Danforth of the prominent Savannah Danforths. Jacob and Wesley became the best of friends, and when Wesley was about to be sent to yet another foster home, Jacob's parents, Harold and Miranda Danforth, stepped in and offered Wesley a home and a chance for stability in his life for the remainder of his high school years, becoming the first family he'd ever known. When it came time for college, Wesley's proficiency in sports and his talent for math got him a scholarship to Georgia Tech University. Jacob Danforth also attended Georgia Tech, and the two roomed together for the 4 years they were there. Jasmine sighed as she continued to dig through the garbage. There wasn't too much about Wesley Brooks that she didn't know, including the fact that the internet-based restaurant supply business he'd created a few years ago had made him millions, and at the age of 30, he was considered one of the wealthiest men in Savannah, as well as one of the most sought-after bachelors. She also knew about his close relationship to the Danforth family, which was the main reason she was digging through his garbage at this ungodly hour. Jasmine suddenly went still. For a panicked moment, she thought she had heard something. When seconds passed and she didn't hear a thing, she continued with what she was doing. According to Veronica Ronnie Strongman, a fellow reporter and one of her closest friends, being home on a Saturday night was a no-no for Wesley Brooks. He was somewhere doing what she'd read he did best, besides managing his business, and that was playing the role of millionaire playboy. She stopped upon hearing another sound and turned around. She swallowed a scream when her gaze collided with that of the playboy millionaire himself. The sight of him took her breath away, and when he walked out of the shadows barefoot and wearing only his jeans, her gaze first locked on his bare chest before moving upward to his gorgeous hazel eyes. He was taller than she had imagined, and very solid, all muscles and no fat. He had chestnut-colored skin, the kind that didn't make you think of open fires, but stirring up a different kind of fire. She had been caught red-handed in Wesley Brooks's trash, and the first thought that came to her mind was to run. But for some reason, she couldn't move. She felt glued to the spot. Wesley was shocked. What he thought was a he had turned out to be a she. He saw the panic in the woman's eyes and knew she was about to take off running, but he couldn't let her go without first offering her something. A part of him wondered what had happened in her young life to leave her this destitute. "Wait! Don't go. I want to help." He watched her eyes widen and thought she had the most incredible dark brown eyes that he had ever seen on a woman. A scarf completely covered her head, and here in the darkened corner of the yard where only the moonlight shone through, he could see that her features were just as incredible as her eyes. Her skin tone was the color of rich cocoa, and she appeared to be no more than 25, the same age he had been when he had made his first millions. She was wearing what appeared to be a well-worn jogging suit, and surprisingly, she smelled good. His practiced nostrils recognized the fragrance, one that had an alluring scent. This particular brand would normally be too costly for a penniless person's taste. Evidently, she'd hit gold in someone's garbage and had come upon a half-empty bottle of some woman's expensive perfume.